JHK here for Sportskeeda, and join me right now is UFC welterweight Bryan Barberena. Bam Bam, thank you so much for the time, man. It's good to see your face. You're coming back so fast, man. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great, man. Thank you for having me on. Always great talking with you, and I appreciate the time. Man, I'm feeling awesome. I'm actually feeling better than ever, dude. Just so much to be happy about. So blessed, and happy to be able to still do what I love to do.
Definitely, man. A few months back, that's the last time we spoke. You were still in recovery from surgery, and that was basically two injuries in a row. When did the doctors tell you, like, hey, Bam Bam, you're gonna be back in competition? When did they tell you, man?
Honestly, so right out of surgery, the original doctor who worked on me basically said, hey, you're going to be back fairly quickly. Like, you're young, you're going to heal. It's going to, obviously there's going to be some testing out you need to do, but you should be back and moving and being able to get back to it pretty quickly and like within a few months. And I was like, oh shoot, awesome. Like, this is awesome. Yeah. But then, after I seen her, it was like I seen a bunch of other doctors who'd come in and check on me, and then my follow-ups and stuff, and they were all like, yeah, you shouldn't fight anymore. And I'm like, but she said, yeah, well, I don't know. The likelihood of you being able to compete is, slim. Other people with this injury wear, protective Kevlar, vests or whatever to protect the area. And they're not even having people directly hit them in that area. So, you're having people attack that area and everything too. So we're just not sure. We're not sure what to say. So we just recommend that you don't fight anymore. And I was like, look, is there a chance? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, okay, then I got to try. And I was like, if there's a chance, then I'll try. If it doesn't, like, if something happens, I take my first shot or whatever, and it doesn't work out, or, shot down the road doesn't work out, I can live with that. Like, I can live with, not being able to do it anymore and hanging them up. But I have to try. If I don't try, then how, I'm always going to be questioning, like, could I have kept going, So it was some trial and error in the beginning for sure. End up suffering some internal tears where the incision was, just from going too much too fast. So I had to really reset and take my time with it and just kind of build slowly. Luckily, I work hand in hand with my coach, Jeff Jimmo. And, man, he sets up a whole game plan of how we're going to run things, and the build up and everything helps with even my PT work and everything, man. He's just, he's a great guy, and I trust him, and man, he's never steered me wrong. So it's been awesome.
So the mix of emotions, like talking to this doctor and then talking to the other doctor, and you don't know who to believe, right? You want to believe the doctor that's
Yeah.
telling you the good news more than anything.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's like, there's that, she's the one doctor. And then, like, I started coming back at the timeline she said, and then I suffered a tear. And so I had to pull back, and I was pushed back weeks, and then go see the doctor. And he's like, yeah, you're not even supposed to be doing anything for another few weeks, man. Like, it's got to fully heal. I'm like, but she said, and he's like, yeah, but that's just like, to just start walking stuff, not do like like a normal person, not to actually do, like, start doing workouts and stuff like that. And I'm like, man, I'm like, what? And so it's just, yeah, like you said, it's a mix of emotions, and just try to stay positive during the whole thing, and keep my head up, and realize that, okay, it's going to take a little bit more time than I anticipated originally, but we're going to keep after it, and we're going to keep testing it out. And man, honestly, looking at where I'm scheduled to fight now, originally I was like, man, this is a fast turnaround. We're doing good. Like, this is awesome. I look now and we're like 2 months away from a damn another year layoff. I'm like, what? Like, I thought I was doing so good, and then it's like almost a year again. Like, I don't know. It's still faster than I think anticipated, and everything, and what everybody else thought, for sure. But for me, it's like I had a faster timeline,
The mind is a thing that nobody will figure out. You know what I mean? It's like the strongest part of the body, right? And when you
Yeah.
look at Conor McGregor, man, he broke his leg last week, and that's different from your injuries. You know what I mean? Do you think
Yeah.
bones coming back from those types of injuries would be more difficult than something that you went through?
I don't know. I've had broken. Well, I guess my back is technically like my bones and stuff fusing together and stuff like that. So I just feel like with the bones, you have more of idea. They have more, a timeline kind of guide of like, okay, you can start walking at this time. Okay, you can start pushing it a little bit more on this time, and then doing this stuff. Where with mine, it was just, we don't know. You gotta just test it out, slowly. So I don't know. It's just like it felt like from my back to this injury just felt so much harder to work through and figure out, just because it was all up in question. They didn't have like timelines laid out for me of when I can start doing certain things. Like the one doctor said, oh, within 6 weeks you can start, running and stuff. And I mean, it's like, okay, but that wasn't the case. Like, it's just it was just more random and mixed up, I think. But definitely broken bones, especially traumatic injuries like that, like Chris Weidman and stuff like that too, Anderson Silva, that's a super traumatic. It takes a lot of time. It tearing like that is not only the bone though, it's nerves as well. So I think they both give their own extreme difficulties of returning.
Definitely. And man, it's different, I think, for someone like him compared to someone like you. I don't know. It's just, I think he wants to compete, right? And he's a fighter, just like yourself, man. You guys have very similar characteristics. But then he's sitting with like $500 million, which is something huge, right? Yeah. It's like, if money's a motivator, then do you think you shouldn't come back if money's the motivator?
Yeah, but I mean, if money's the motivator, yes, don't come back. Like, just enjoy the rest of the life. He has his, fingers dipped in a bunch of other things where he's continuing to make money. So yeah, but I don't think his motivator is money. Like, I believe he likes to make money and he likes making a lot of money fighting. But I honestly believe he loves competing. He loves the sport, and that's what drives him. You got to think of, Mayweather too, back in the time, even when he was, now he does these little pick-me-up fights for money or whatever. But those are a little, I don't know. I think that's more on the money side, but before or whatever, though, undefeated and constantly taking on top guys, when he's already made millions and millions, like what drove him? I think he just loved the competition. So, I think Conor's the same. Is he loves the competition, and, I think he'll want to get back, especially after a loss like that and stuff. I'm not a fan of how he reacted after, and bringing family into it as well. Just not a fan of that at all. So we'll see.
Yeah, we will see. And man, for yourself, July 31st, you're back in action. 10 months.
Yeah.
When you got back into training, like when you got back into sparring, did you how did you get into it? Like, slowly? I don't, like, explain that, because for myself, I'm not a fighter, so I don't know exactly how you would do that.
Yeah. We just first, like, just, moving around, no body shots, no real contact to begin with, just kind of moving around, doing a lot of mitt work, just, building back my conditioning state, and building back stable core and everything like that as well, and all the surrounding muscles. Honestly, so going into the Rodriguez fight, this happened a week before. I felt like I was in the best shape I've ever been. And, when it happened and everything, I think being in that good of shape helped me survive, as well as a number of other things that lined up so perfectly. I mean, man, God had his hand on me, the angels watching over me. I'm telling you, whatever you believe, things lined up perfectly, man. I'm telling you, there's a good chance I shouldn't be here, so, but yeah, just start slow, and, like I said, being in good shape. I kept the mindset of, I want to fight again. I'm going to try to fight again. So I didn't let myself blow up like I did with my back surgery. I stayed active as I could. And I think that helped a lot. And then we started building as soon as I could, and then moving around. I started working with some kind of lighter guys, and started doing some light sparring or whatever, mixing around. Originally, we were gonna wear like a belly pad and do that first, just to take the shots. But as I started moving, I was just like, whatever, I'm feeling it, I'm in the moment. So I definitely took some lighter body shots. They were cautious and went light. In my mind, it was, after they hit me, it was like, oh, it's my body, like, oh, and then, but during it, it was like constant, like it didn't phase me. And so I went with these lighter guys and kind of took some body shots there. And then, as time went on, we picked it up. And as, I'm doing core work and everything to build the strength back and really, create a good base, solid base. And just slowly start picking it up, taking more body shots, going with other people. And as soon as like we got the like clear, it's like, okay, I can take a body shot. It was like, turned it off in my head. Like, no, there was no more worry. Like, didn't even think about it. It was like, whatever, if I take a body shot and it happens, it happens. I'm done. But I'm not even going to think about it anymore. There's no reason to. It's just, it's time to really get to work and start, pushing back to get a fight. So just started getting after it slowly and slowly.
Yeah, you make a great point about being fit and healthy. Like that back injury and what you went through with that's lessons learned, man. Because I think if you didn't go through that, maybe you might have put on weight and it would have been a longer road back, right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Like I said, when I with my back surgery, I got up to the heaviest I've ever been. It was 240. And man, it took a while to get back, and definitely my movement wasn't as fast and agile, and it took longer than anticipated. And I definitely took my time with it as well, but still with the mindset of bouncing back right away, and we're gonna attempt to fight again, and staying in shape, and trying to keep what I could, do as much as I could to keep what I've built already. And dude, to be honest, now I feel better than I did then going into that fight. Like I feel like 10 times better than 2 times better. 2 times better, the best I've ever felt. Fuck, I feel the best I've ever felt right now. Like I'm ready to go, and I'm firing like on all cylinders. Body's doing great, weight's great, man. It's like everything is lined up for the perfect storm.
Well, Jason Witt, man, he's 1-2 in the UFC. He hasn't went to the judges yet, and I know you like the violence, man. What is your thoughts on him and what he brings to the matchup?
Yeah, like I said, he's 1-2, whatever. I think he's still stiff competition. And I think he's going to come out fired up. I believe he lost his last fight, if I'm right. I don't know, but either way, like I think he's going to come out the best he ever has. I think I'm a little bit more of a name than the people he's fought before. So, I've been in the UFC and more of a veteran than the other people he's fought. And so I think it's a good opportunity for him to, try to come in and make a statement and kind of bounce back with a big win. But I mean, all respect to him and his team, but it's not going to be enough. I mean, man, I just fought through death, and I'm coming back, and I'm coming with no mercy on my mind, no mercy on my body, man. We're coming to put him away. If that happens, I'll be so happy. I'm just know I'm going to get my hand raised either way. So I put in all the work, I put in all the time, and like I said, I shouldn't be here right now. That's the plain out truth. And so I'm just ready to go in there and have some fun, man. And really looking forward to doing that.
Do you think that makes you different now? Like that you realize that like now everything's in the moment compared to like could you in the past maybe you hesitated a little bit sometimes, but now it's like, dude, I'm here for a reason. Like I shouldn't be here. I'm gonna take advantage of every single moment, every single step.
Yeah, actually that's it's kind of changed just outlook on life in general, not just fighting. Looking to make some changes around the house, the farm, everything. Be closer to each other, everything. My family is the most important thing. So if ultimately, there was a question like, well, shit, am I being greedy? Am I being a bad father or a bad husband by continuing, fighting and putting myself more at risk and, possibly, dying for real again or whatever, so it was just like a lot of emotions and thoughts and questions, and, talking with my wife, and, my kids are scared, they're just, traumatized the whole thing, and worried, and, cautious, and, talking with my wife, she knows my love and passion for the sport, and that what I love to do, and, that I love to put my time into it, and I love to compete, and, she supports me 100%, whatever my decision may be, was going to be. And, she's just always been there, and a huge support, and really motivated me more, pushed me kind of, honestly, I was being so hard on myself, because my family is the most important thing. Fighting is fighting, man. I just love to do it. But at the end of the day, yeah, it pays my bills, but I could do something else. I could, may not pay as great, but I could still live as good and be as happy. But yeah, she's just like, keep doing what you want to do and what you love to do. We're right here with you. You're going to be okay, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But if you can, why not do it? It is how you support us right now. So, if you love to do it and you still can, why not continuing to support us doing what you love rather than just doing something else that you don't want to do? So, we're after it, and I'm not fighting. Never been fighting for myself. I've been fighting for, the joy of myself, but I've been fighting for my family, to put food on the table and support them. So, definitely a different outlook. I feel like I bring it every time, but I think this one's going to be a little bit different.
And at Jimmo, you got your comeback, and then you got John Salter, man. He's getting his title shot, long overdue,
Yes.
man, long
Yes,
overdue. You guys are in the trenches together. The atmosphere must be a little bit different, right? A little bit better,
Yeah.
more intense than usual.
Oh, for sure. So, we got, like you said, Salter on the title rise. We have, Joe Selecki's booked for, I think, October. We have guys coming in, coming up and everything. A lot of, up and coming guys who, haven't even broken into the MMA scene that are going to, and doing great. So, yeah, man, it's super pumped for him. He's always been a huge part of my fight camps. He's a super great dude. Helping, he comes up from his gym to train with us, train with my coach, and give me a lot of rounds, and I give him rounds. And, I think he's a good look for, for me for this fight. And I think I'm a good look for him for his title fight. So definitely, pushing each other to the limits. And, we're both ready to take this victory.
How does the victory come, man? How do you take this victory?
I just take it from him, man. I just take it from him. That's it. Any way possible. I've been working a lot of things, some new things. I mean, you could always expect violence, 100%. It's going to be there. I love to get into it. So but you might see some special things and some different things that you're not expecting from me. So, like I said, we've been working a lot, putting in some new tools, sharpening some old ones, and taking some new ones that have been put up for a while and bringing them back into light. So I'm super excited, like I said, for this fight. It's amazing. I'm blessed to be here. I'm blessed to be talking to you, my man. And just excited to get in there and get into it.
Man, it's like one of the perks of this job is to be able to talk to people that inspire you, man. Because like every fighter I talk to, they have different story. They have different obstacles that they have to overcome, and it's more than the regular person doesn't even have to come close to anything, right? Of what you guys have to go through. And yeah, it's a huge inspiration. It's always great, chatting with you. Now, you mentioned earlier about the trash talk, I mean, of, like how Conor reacted. And, we got a couple of guys in the UFC. Do you feel like sometimes they go too far, man? Like, what's the limit, do you believe, in trash talk? Promoting a fight is promoting a fight, but there's a limit, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I believe there's a limit. First of all, I don't know. I mean, I think Poirier held himself together pretty well. I probably would have been over there stomping his leg again, just you don't say stuff like that about my wife, about my family. Like, that's totally off limits. We can fight. I don't need the money to fight. Like, you say the wrong words to me, we can fight. So you can say whatever you want about me, about what you think about my fight style, whatever. If I move the needle, whatever, I don't care. But don't bring. Yeah, I think families off limits. I think when people get into religion as well, I think that's definitely off limits. Countries, that's, I at least for me, that is for me. So, I'm not a big trash talker myself. I like to go in there and have my skills do all the talking for me. So that's just who I am. I get it. I get doing trash talk for promoting fights and stuff or whatever, but I also think you can promote fights by just being a good fighter. So, and being a good person, whatever. So that's just what I think.
For sure. And one more thing, man. Nick Diaz is coming back at the age of 38, 6 years away from fighting. When you saw the news, what was your reaction to it?
I was like, well, when I saw the matchup too,
Yeah.
I was like, when I saw the matchup, I was like, hell yeah, this is like a fan favorite fight. This is gonna be awesome. Like, I'm definitely watching this one. I was like, especially the matchup. The matchup made it that much sweeter. It wasn't just some like, anybody like money kind of fight. This is one for the fans for sure, and I love that. Both these guys are gonna bring it, throw it down. It's gonna be an exciting one.
Yeah, the welterweight division is full of like gunners, you know what I mean? Like yourself, like yourself.
Yeah.
You're considered one of the gunners of the division, you know what I mean? Like there's a bunch of them out there, and yeah, there's so many exciting matchups. You get this win, there's opportunities everywhere in this division. Thank you so much, Bryan, man, for the time. It's always good catching up, and I'm looking forward to seeing you back in competition, man. July 31st, Las Vegas, man. You happy to go back to Las Vegas? It's open.
Actually, my fight won't be open. It'll be at the Apex and closed.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
so I guess they're doing fight nights at the Apex till the end of the year, which honestly doesn't bother me. I wish it could be open, absolutely, just because I would have loved to bring my family there. To be there with me in the arena would have been really special. Would have loved to have it, just be in the situation and everything build up and everything. This has been a long camp. It's been hard being away. It's been tough, harder than ever before. So this is a big one. And man, it would have been awesome to go out there and shine for him. But I'm going to shine for him either way. They're going to be watching on TV, screaming, and I'm going to get that win and shout their names in that microphone. So you can count on that.